Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be taking a look at the 7 worst selling SUVs in America right now. Number 7 on the list is the Infiniti QX50. The Infiniti QX50 is on its way out and not with a bang. Despite being Infiniti's second best-selling model in 2024 with 10,000 units sold, it's being discontinued by the end of 2025. The QX50's starting price of $43,000 doesn't help its case, especially when buyers expect reliability and performance at that price point. Reliability issues have plagued the QX50. Owners have reported a range of problems, from electrical glitches to transmission failures. One owner described their QX50 as a lemon, citing repeated brake issues that persisted even after a full brake system replacement. These reliability concerns have undoubtedly impacted consumer confidence. While the QX50 did see a slight year-over-year sales increase in 2024, the overall trend for Infiniti was a 10% decline in U.S. sales. The decision to discontinue the QX50 reflects a broader strategy by Infiniti to move up-market, focusing on more expensive models with higher profit margins in the competitive SUV market. The QX50's combination of high price and questionable reliability makes it a tough sell. As Infiniti shifts its focus to new models, the QX50 fades into the background, remembered more for its shortcomings than its successes. Number 6. Ford Explorer. The Ford Explorer is having a rough time in the American SUV market, and the numbers are not exactly singing its praises. Sales have been steadily dropping. From a high of 226,000 units in 2020, the Explorer tumbled down to 194,000 in 2024, and the start of 2025 isn't looking much brighter, with just over 68,000 units sold by May. For a vehicle that once ruled the suburban jungle, that's a steep fall from grace. Reliability is where the Explorer really gets stuck in the mud. According to Consumer Reports, the Explorer is predicted to have about average reliability, which is a polite way of saying meh. RepairPal gives it a 3.5 out of 5, which is slightly below the midsize SUV average of 3.8. Not exactly confidence-inspiring for a vehicle with a starting price north of $41,000. And if you think that's just a number, take a peek at the consumer reviews. One 2025 Explorer owner reported 7 repair shop visits in just 2 months, with issues ranging from buggy systems to safety features that seem to have a mind of their own. With newer rivals like the Kia Telluride and Toyota Grand Highlander offering more refinement and fewer headaches for similar dollars, it's no wonder the Explorer is losing traction. If reliability is what you're after, your dollars might be better spent elsewhere. Number 5. Volkswagen Taos. The Volkswagen Taos is having a tough time convincing Americans to part with their dollars, and the numbers tell a story that's less bestseller and more clearance aisle. Despite a 19% bump in sales from 2023 to 2024, with 32,000 units sold this year, the Taos is still lagging behind rivals in a red-hot SUV market where competitors routinely double or triple those figures. Priced from about $24,000 and stretching to nearly $35,000 for the top trim, the Taos asks for a chunk of change but doesn't quite deliver the peace of mind buyers want. Reliability. Well, the Taos is the kid who never quite passes the test. Consumer Reports gives it below-average reliability, with the model consistently landing near the bottom of survey rankings for the last few years. Owners report a parade of headaches, from drivetrain and electronics failures to more dramatic issues like head gasket problems and overheating. And if you thought you could cut your losses by selling it after a few years, think again. The Taos is expected to lose a whopping 52% of its value in just 5 years, leaving you with a resale value of around $15,000. In a world where reliability and resale are king, the Taos is more court jester. Entertaining, perhaps, but not the one you want holding your wallet. Number 4. Nissan Armada. The Nissan Armada is having a rough time in the American SUV market, and the numbers tell the story better than any sales pitch. In 2025, it managed to move just 3,000 units in the first quarter, a drop from the previous year and a fraction of what its competitors are selling. For context, Nissan sold over 25,000 kicks in the same period. So if you see an Armada on the road, you might want to buy a lottery ticket. The price tag doesn't help either, with new Armadas easily crossing the $55,000 mark, making buyers wonder if they're paying for exclusivity or just plain scarcity. Reliability. Well, the Armada scores a middle-of-the-pack 3.5 out of 5 in reliability, according to Consumer Reports and other sources. That's not exactly the stuff of legends, especially when you're shelling out luxury-level dollars. Consumer Reports expects the 2025 Armada to have about average reliability, which is a polite way of saying, don't expect miracles. With sales sinking and reliability that doesn't exactly inspire confidence, the Nissan Armada is stuck in the slow lane, waving at rivals as they speed by in the sales charts. If you're looking for a conversation starter at the dealership, just ask, "How's the Armada selling?" and watch the salesperson change the subject. Number 3. Mitsubishi Outlander. The Mitsubishi Outlander is trying its best to be noticed in a crowded SUV market, but the numbers tell a story that's more Where's Waldo than American Idol. Despite being Mitsubishi's top seller, the Outlander managed only 11,000 sales in the first quarter of 2025, a respectable figure for Mitsubishi, yet a drop in the bucket compared to the hundreds of thousands racked up by heavyweights like Toyota and Honda. With a starting price that can quickly climb past $30,000 once you add a few must-have options, buyers may be left wondering if their dollars are better spent elsewhere, especially when rivals offer more brand prestige and stronger resale value. Reliability, the badge of honor for any SUV hoping to win over cautious American buyers, is where the Outlander struggles to stand out. According to Consumer Reports, the 2025 Outlander is expected to have about average reliability, which is like being the middle child at Thanksgiving. No one's really paying attention. Owner testimonials and expert reviews point to a mixed bag, with some years haunted by electrical gremlins and others simply being forgettable. So while the Outlander isn't the worst SUV on the lot, it's certainly not the belle of the ball, and the sales charts prove it. Number 2. Buick Envision. The Buick Envision has become a bit of a wallflower at the SUV dance, and the numbers tell the story. In 2025, it managed to move just 15,000 units in the US, which, while technically an improvement over its own past performance, still puts it far behind the segment's heavy hitters. For context, its smaller siblings like the Encore GX are sprinting ahead, with the Encore GX selling 20,000 units in the same period, meaning the Envision is being outpaced by the very models it should be leading. The price tag doesn't help either, with a starting price of $36,000 and models easily climbing above $46,000. The Envision is knocking on the door of luxury territory without quite delivering the reliability or prestige buyers expect for those dollars. Reliability, or rather the lack of it, is another thorn in the Envision's side. Consumer Reports has consistently given the Buick Envision middling to below average reliability scores, making it a risky bet for buyers who want their SUV to last longer than a carton of milk. In a market where reliability is king and Japanese rivals are setting the bar high, the Envision's scores have left American shoppers unimpressed and heading elsewhere. Number 1. Volkswagen ID.4. The Volkswagen ID.4 is having a rough ride in the American SUV market, and the numbers tell a story that's less blockbuster, more box office flop. After peaking at 28,000 units sold in 2023, sales nosedived to just 5,000 so far in 2025, despite a brief spike that saw nearly 4,000 units move in January alone. That's a plot twist worthy of a soap opera, but the underlying issues are no laughing matter for buyers. At a starting price north of $45,000, you might expect Germanic reliability, but Consumer Reports gives the ID.4 a predicted reliability score of just 2 out of 5, putting it dead last among electric SUVs in their rankings. Owners have reported a litany of woes, infotainment systems that freeze or go blank, backup cameras that seem to have taken a vow of darkness, and touch controls that are more confusing than a tax return. The ID.4's range also lags behind rivals, and with reliability this shaky, even a $7,000 federal tax credit starts to look like a consolation prize rather than a smart investment. In a market where buyers expect their $45,000 to buy peace of mind, the Volkswagen ID.4 is still searching for its happy ending. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.